Artificial intelligence is helpful. Artificial intelligence is useful. Artificial intelligence is efficient. Helpful, useful, efficient. What's the difference? And how do we use them? Keep watching and find out. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Useful, helpful, and efficient. Let's get started. The adjectives useful, helpful, and efficient are used to describe an ability to produce a result. An ability to produce a result. Usually a good result, right? This definition of helpful, useful, efficient, which is an ability to produce a result, was provided to me by Google's artificial intelligence. Yes, it's true. Cool, right? Therefore, I can say that Google's AI, artificial intelligence, is useful. It's also helpful. And it's also efficient. But what are the differences between these three adjectives? First, let's compare useful and helpful. Useful and helpful are similar words that both mean to provide assistance or service. Assistance or service for a particular result, right? But there can be a distinction between the two. Distinction means difference. In general, helpful is used to describe people. Okay? People. And in general, useful is used to describe things, objects, or sometimes animals. For example, people who have a generous nature are helpful. Tools such as hammers, screwdrivers, and wrenches are useful. Let's look at a more specific situation. A man escorted a blind woman across a busy street. What a nice guy, right? The man was helpful. He helped the woman. He assisted her, right? Washers and dryers allow us to clean and dry clothes quickly. Washers and dryers are useful. So, people are helpful, things are useful. Understand so far? However, more specifically, if you use something or someone, a person, for a purpose, then it can be useful. The thing or the person can be useful. For example, soldiers are useful on the battlefield in war, for example. Good workers are useful to a company. In Alaska, sled dogs are useful companions, useful friends, workers. Here's a picture of sled dogs in Alaska. So the sled dogs are being used by the human for a purpose, right? Soldiers are used by the country for a purpose. Workers are used by the company for a purpose. If a human or an animal is useful, it means that they do not really choose to be of service. It is their job, it is their duty. And so, on the contrary, they are obligated to do the job. Someone is using the human or the animal for this purpose. So, the military uses soldiers to fight wars. Companies use workers to increase profits. Humans use sled dogs for transportation. When a human is helpful, it means that they choose to be of service. They are generous or kind. For example, a stranger let me use his phone to make a call. He was very helpful. So the stranger was helpful. The phone was useful. Do you see the difference? Although helpful is usually used to describe people, it is sometimes used to describe things. So, things can be helpful if they provide information or help. For example, finding a new and exciting recipe in a cookbook is helpful when I don't know what to cook for dinner. So, the information in the book helps me cook new meals. It provides assistance or a service to me. The information is helpful. So, information is helpful. Why? Because it was written by a human. The information is not a tool like a hammer or a screwdriver, right? The information is human ideas. So it's similar to somebody talking to you, helping you from words on a page in a book, right? Does that make sense? So in this case, helpful and useful are very similar. Finding a new and exciting recipe in a cookbook is helpful. This means the information helps me cook new meals. And if the information is useful, it means I use the information to help me. It's a very small difference, but it's basically the same meaning in this context. Let's look at some other examples. Apple's Siri is helpful when I need directions. I can talk to Siri on my phone. Siri helps me find where I need to go. And this is information, human language, right? Apple's Siri is useful when I need directions. Very similar. So I use Siri to help me find where I need to go. And Siri is a tool that I use. So the meaning is similar, but a little bit different. Okay, let's talk about efficient. Efficient means producing a result with the least amount of waste, time, effort, or resources. Producing a result with the least amount of waste, time, effort, or resources. Let's talk about washers and dryers again. Washers and dryers are useful because they are efficient. They save us a lot of time and energy, right? Bob finishes his work faster than all of his colleagues. Bob is efficient at his job. He saves time and resources, right? They don't have to pay him as much for the same amount of work. He's a better worker. Because Bob is efficient, he is very useful to the company. Okay, what about this example? Bob held the door open for me because my hands were full. Is this efficient, useful, helpful? What do you think? Well, Bob chose to hold the door open for me. Bob is kind and maybe generous, right? So Bob chose to assist me. Bob was very helpful. Understand? Okay, let's summarize. The adjectives useful, helpful, and efficient are used to describe an ability to produce a result. And in general, helpful is used to describe people. And useful is used to describe things. This is most of the time. However, if you use something or someone for a purpose, then it can be useful. And if a human or animal is useful, it means that they do not choose to be of service, to help. On the contrary, they are obligated to do the job. And someone is using the human or the animal for a purpose. So if the human is useful, someone is using them, kind of like a tool for a purpose. And when a human is helpful, it means that they choose to do something for you. They choose to be of service. And things can be helpful if they provide information or help. And remember that information is language created by humans. So there is still the human connection there. So, yeah, information is helpful because it was written or created by humans. And in this case, helpful and useful are very similar. Therefore, I can say that AI is useful. Why? AI is a tool I can use. Google's AI is helpful. Why? AI helps me with information. It provides me with information, ideas made by humans. And I can also say that Google's AI is efficient. How come? Well, AI saves me time and effort. I don't have to go to the library to find information or look in a book. It's much easier. Okay, now it's your turn. I will give 5 examples. Choose helpful, useful, or efficient. And write your answers in the comments section below. Number 1. Julian loaned me his pen when I needed one. Julian is helpful, useful, efficient. What do you think? Number 2. I can type faster on a keyboard than with a pen. Keyboards are more helpful, useful, or efficient. Number 3. I can't see that far away. I wish I had some binoculars. In this case, binoculars would be helpful, useful, or efficient. Number 4. Liam's grammar videos help me learn English. I hope. Liam's videos are very helpful, useful, or efficient. What do you think? Number 5. I found a faster way to get to the beach. We will save 10 minutes. This means the new route, the new way, is more helpful, useful, or efficient. Okay, guys, that's it. Let me know your questions down in the comments section below and your ideas for future videos. Please like this video if you learned something and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Liam, and this is Grammar Simple, the channel that makes English simple. Hopefully helpful and useful and also efficient. I'll see you in a future video. Bye for now.